Hello out there in YouTube land, Stan The Annuity Man. You're at the Stan The Annuity Man YouTube channel, which is growing. It's young, it's new, it's growing. I'm releasing a video every single day, Monday through Friday. By the way, producer, 100% plant-based. I mean, 3 years into being the militant vegan that I am, and you go, I hate you hippie people, vegan. You know, you try to impose your will. No, I do nothing in moderation. I mean, nothing. I mean, I do a video every day. I write an article every day. I do a blog post every day. I do a podcast every week. I'm all in. So when I did this, great story, my daughter, who's a vegan, who lives in Maui, of course, she lives in Maui. She told me to get my shiato together, Pops, and try this vegan thing. Now, previous to the vegan play that I've been on for 3 years, I was paleo, which means I just ate nothing but meat. Like, I'd go in and order, like, I'd like the bacon with the sausage, and then I'd like the steak as well. And then I'd like the steak tartare as the first thing you bring out, the appetizer. I mean, I was all in on that for 5 years. That didn't go so well. I think I was skinny, but it didn't go well. But long story short, for me, vegan's good. So I'm 100% plant-based, power to the plant, right? What does that have to do with principal protection? Actually, a lot. Because, you know, you make the change to be a vegan because you want, for me, for my body type, which is weird, is I think it's going to provide some longevity. I feel better, you know, I'm working better, blah, blah, blah. My brain's working better. But from a principal preservation stage, you know, you're trying to preserve your health. But a lot of people are at a stage now, they're trying to preserve principal and not take the losses in the markets like they have been, okay? Maybe that's you. Maybe you're reaching that principal preservation stage. Let's talk about that, and let's talk about how annuities could play a role in your principal preservation strategies. All right, so hopefully you're not mad at me for being a vegan, and I'm not some hippie guy that, nothing against hippies, right? I mean, they live probably a pretty low intensity life. Their blood pressure is still really low. That's good. But principal preservation comes down to, look at it as like you're running a mile at high school and you got 4 laps on the track, right? So principal preservation stage is when you're kind of at lap 3.5. And what that means is you're really close to retiring, or you're thinking about retiring, or you can see retirement. So you have to make sure that you're not going to lose money. Even though you might give up some gains, you're going to preserve the principal more, and maybe you're at that stage. So the question is, do annuities fit? How do they fit? You know, never tell an annuity agent that you're getting ready to retire, because they'll just try to sell you an annuity. You might not need one. Annuities solve for 4 primary things. I use an acronym that's easy to understand and remember called PIL. P stands for principal protection, I stands for income for life, L stands for legacy, and the other L stands for long-term care, confinement care. So if you don't need to solve for one or more of those items in the pill, then you don't need an annuity. You know, there's no G for growth, there's no M for market, there's no S for stock market. It's PILL, principal protection, income for life, legacy, and long-term care. The other thing that I use that's very simple to kind of strip all this sales pitch nonsense away is 2 questions. Number 1, what do you want the money to contractually do? And then the second question is, when do you want those contractual guarantees to start? Why do I pound the table on contractual? Because you should always own an annuity for what it will do, not what it might do. Don't buy hypotheticals and theoreticals and projected and back-tested return scenarios that hopeful agent's showing to you, because they never come true. I mean, anyone can juice the numbers. Buy annuities for Armageddon. Buy annuities for coronavirus. Buy annuities for worst case scenario. Buy annuities for the contractual guarantees, which leads us back into principal preservation and that financial stage that you're in. So if you're just looking to preserve the principal, never lose another penny, you can buy a multi-year guarantee annuity, which is the annuity industry's version of a CD, or you can buy a fixed indexed annuity, which is another CD type product, but be very careful with that one, because a lot of agents pitch that as a market growth product, and it is not. Historically, indexed annuities have provided CD type returns, which is a good thing with, you know, with full principal protection. So in principal preservation says, if you say, you know, I don't need income, but I just don't want to lose any more money. I just want to hit bunt singles, a baseball analogy. I just want to incrementally make some money, then a multi-year guarantee annuity or an indexed annuity, fixed index annuity fit. In a minute, we'll talk about income and how that fits in principal preservation as well. Okay, glad you're still here because this is important. Principal preservation, how do you do that with lifetime income? Now, let's break lifetime income down a little bit, regardless of the annuity type that you buy for income. Single premium immediate annuity, deferred income annuity, qualified longevity annuity contract, income riders. I've done videos on all of that. Yeah, if you go to this, you're at this YouTube channel, if you hit videos and scroll down, I've done videos on all of this. I put one out every day. But let's talk about principal preservation when it comes to lifetime income. Lifetime income is a combination of return of principal plus interest. So you are deducting down from that account, even though the annuity company is on the hook to pay for the rest of your life, regardless of how long you live, solving for that longevity risk, which is the fear of outliving your money. So principal preservation with income comes down to making sure that 100% of that initial money put into that income type of annuity is going to either go to you, or if you set it up with your spouse or partner, you and your spouse, or your beneficiaries. In other words, somebody in your family is going to get all of that money, regardless of what happens. If you die early and it's just you, the beneficiaries are going to get it. If it's joint life, the spouse or partner is going to get income for the rest of their lives. And when they die, whatever's left in the account goes to the beneficiaries. That way you can ensure that 100% of your hard-earned money that you've worked hard for goes to somebody in the family, so you're preserving the principal preservation, but yet you're transferring the risk. All right, so what I was talking about with lifetime income and principal preservation, it's a little different than if you're gonna like peel off interest from a multi-year guarantee annuity or a indexed annuity where the principal is intact, never gonna go down in value, etc. With lifetime income, just remember that lifetime income is a combination of return of principal plus interest. Okay, so it's going to draw down, that means subtraction in the South, draw down from your account, but you can make sure that 100% of that money is going to be used by somebody in your family, even though the annuity company is on the hook to pay you for the rest of your life, which is the key, what you're trying to do with lifetime income. All right, so I did another video called Are Annuities Safe for Retirement? Bigger question, do you need one? But it covers that in that video, so take a look at that. Also, let me send you my books. I mean, do that. There's no obligation, no cost on your part. No one's gonna show up at your door or call you and bug you. I'm just gonna send you the books. I need you to be educated on what you are looking at or what you are trying to solve. You can always contact me. You can email me at stan@theannuityman.com or go to theannuityman.com and schedule a call with me. Yes, you'll talk to me, the #1 agent in the country, the expert out here that knows all things annuity, America's annuity agent. I would love to speak with you. And I do tons of stuff. I write, I do blogs, I do podcasts in addition to these videos. And I appreciate you watching this one. Hit subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you on the next Stan the Annuity Man video.